Tsepo Moses Mosiedi is an award-winning entrepreneur, accountant and business consultant. He started his entrepreneurial journey at the age of 16 and has been in business for more than 10 years now. His past role, managing financials of an 80 million rand turnover company at the age of 22, led to him establishing his own consulting firm. He's been featured in the Business Elite magazine, listed as one of the under 40 African business icons in 2020, and he joins us this morning to share tips on safeguarding your business finances. Tsepo, very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Good morning, CPR. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's good to have you on the show. What are some of the tips or ways that businesses can safeguard their finances?
So basically, businesses have to look at their management accounts. I like, referring to it, management accounts and annual financial statements. And, they have to go through line item by line item to see and check, their revenue model, to check their OPEX, which is their operating expenses, and then to, do financial projections for the next coming, quarters, because now we are in, a difficult time. A lot of entrepreneurs have lost money. So the only way for now to safeguard that money is to start, revisiting their finances and also doing financial projections.
And for someone who is as experienced as you are, challenges when starting their businesses, how can businesses then be innovative when it comes to their service offering and really and the type of products they offer to customers?
COVID has really forced a lot of entrepreneurs to adapt. And one of the things that they have to do is to innovate. You look at things like e-commerce. Stores are now moving from having physical stores, even though we are seeing, entrepreneurs opening stores. But there's more entrepreneurs that are going into digital and owning e-commerce stores. So that's a way of innovating. Number two, it can be, you can see now people are they prefer, to work from home. So you can be innovating by now starting maybe to utilize things like your drones, and it's more of people are adapting to artificial intelligence and fourth industrial revolution, because that's where the innovation is.
And speaking of the tech revolution and the e-commerce, as we've mentioned, just how important is it to start embracing the fourth industrial revolution and the artificial intelligence? And just how does that contribute to the success of your business?
So basically, we've seen, even with meetings and interviews, they are moving to like your online spaces, your Zoom, your Skype, and it has really forced us to to move and change. It is very important that you adapt, because if you don't adapt, you're going to be left behind. If you don't adapt, you are likely, to be one of those businesses that are shutting down. We've seen during the lockdown that a lot of businesses that have been shutting down are those businesses that used to have, let's say, physical stores, but businesses that were able to maintain e-commerce and adapt to fourth industrial revolution before the lockdown happened. They managed to really survive. And they, 4IR and artificial intelligence, they help a business with providing efficient service and providing, quality product without, all the mistakes. As much as it comes with its own negative socio-economic impacts, but again, it's one of those, grow your business, make sure that it will make your business sustainable and efficient, and also there's more money in the pocket for investors and business owners.
And speaking of, just picking up on that point, how can businesses then cut costs without people losing their jobs?
Yeah, that one is very difficult, especially when it comes to AI. With AI, we only talk about the positives, in terms of efficiency, more profits, more dividends for investors. We're talking about saving the climate, but the socio-economic impact a reality and they are there, So there's people who are going to lose jobs, but there are those who are going to, be trained in order to pick up technical. But we can't avoid the fact that there's going to be people that lose jobs. But again, if they don't want to maybe retrench people, they can and look at other, they can look at other operating expenses and check where is it that they can cut. You look at your rental. If you go on e-commerce, you'd rather take that cashier, make them to deliver, train them to deliver products via a motorcycle, which is what we've been seeing with companies like your Uber and Mr. D. So that way you are moving into 4IR, artificial intelligence, and you are still maintaining employment for someone.
And Tsepo, just how important is collaborating rather than competing? Because I suppose then this is a facet of business that so many entrepreneurs are failing to grasp.
Yes, definitely. At this time, we need more collaboration than ever because businesses are shutting down. And like they always say, two minds are better than one. So we really need to come together. If we want to build global companies and global brands, we need to come together, establish consortiums and form partnerships that will, take us further. You look at companies that are doing well abroad. I can mention a few, like your Microsoft. It was successful because of a collaboration. You look at iPhone. It was successful because of a collaboration. As much as there might be an individual figure that was shining, but it's testament that the more we collaborate, the higher the chances of us succeeding.
All right, Tsepo, thank you so much for your insights. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir.
We just spoke to Tsepo Msidi, who was listed as one of the 40 under 40 African business icons for 2020. Now, before we go, let's take a look at the